welcome to my channel. My name is Brianna, where I like to talk about hair, spirituality, and all things of that nature. And if you like that kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So, today's video, I'm going to be telling you about my journals and my experience journaling, and also how to manifest and some tips manifesting. So, not even gonna hold you, manifesting has been a really big part of my life as I have become more in depth in my spiritual journey, and it has allowed me to definitely create the life that I want to live. But it also reminded me that manifesting isn't the end. Like, you know, manifesting isn't all there is, and sometimes you manifest things that aren't good for you. And I just want to say that disclaimer right now in the beginning of the video, because I think the misconception is, you know, in manifestation you can have everything that you want, but then a lot of times some things that you manifest aren't for you, you know, and I think that that's something to keep in mind. So a really big example of this, saying this in the beginning of the video, by the way, just a quick disclaimer, I just wanted to say this now. I had manifested myself to get a job, and without doing research I did the interview process and I manifested about 5 times, and I did even my little tips and tricks. If I really want something, that's what I'll use. I did all that and I still didn't get the job, and I'm sitting here like what's going on? why am I not getting this job? And I did more research, and the company wasn't the best. The whole thing was a little toxic and it wasn't for me. The hours, I wouldn't have been able to commit with them while being in grad school, and it was just the whole thing. And I learned, I was like, okay, just because I had a chance at getting it, that probably made me want it even more, and I wasn't really thinking about the real impact that it would have on my life. So that's something to keep in mind too when you're manifesting. So let's jump into the video. So I want to show you guys my journals. So my first journal is my shadow work journal, and I definitely think that everyone should have a shadow work journal. A psychologist called Jung basically coined the term shadow self, and in your shadow self there are things that don't really reach the sun. Essentially, they stay inside of you, and therefore there's a lot of times where you get mad or get upset and you don't really know why, and that's because your shadow self is upset, and you don't really see your shadow self that often, so you don't ever figure out why you're upset. So your shadow work journal is definitely for journal prompts, and the whole purpose of having this journal is working out the issues of your shadow self through these prompts. So an example of one of the prompts is, in what ways do you feel like you missed out on your childhood? How can you aim to fix that? And I basically just go on until I hit a point where I reveal something. And that's one of the cool things about shadow work, is that you can reveal certain things about yourself by just asking these questions. So the next journal that I have, I call it my hobby journal, or my artistic journal. It's a green moleskin journal. The other one I think was a thrifted notebook I got from somewhere. And I love this journal. It's so nice. I started it this year. So I have 22 lessons for 2022. I am by no means an artist. I just do what I can. So I have January here. And then I talk about my mood. I write down my habits. I talk about the things that I've crocheted. I write down my gaming adventures, my book log, the things I've been watching and reading. And it's just really fun because you get to go back and look at all the things that you've done on the certain days, and it's just really fun. I also have a daily log here as well, where I talk about everything that I've done every single day. It's not that bad. It's literally just one sentence. I write down one sentence and I'm just like, oh, okay, I just did this, and I go back and I look. And then at the end of the month I have my favorites of the month. So it's just a fun reflective process that I do. There's February. I'm gonna show you guys March. It's March. I don't know if I could show that. It's a little scandalous, the image that I drew for March, so never mind. And then I have a little mushroom house for April. And yeah, I do recommend that everyone keep a journal like this, because once again, I'm gonna say it again, in our day and age, our mood is always changing. You know, mental health is becoming a priority of many people nowadays, rightfully so as well. And I think monitoring your mood is a really good way to kind of understand, you know, what you're feeling and how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And so my last journal is my manifestation journal. And this is my manifestation journal. I got this journal at Five Below, and I have decorated the cover with the things that I hope to have one day. So I have like pictures of really pretty altars and really pretty like hobby rooms and offices. And on the back I have Yemaya and Oshun, and I also have some places I want to visit. So here is Tokyo, and this is Okinawa, and another hobby room video, like another hobby room that I would like to have. Now, the reason why I have all these images on my manifestation journal is because that is one of the ways that you manifest. So this is the point of the video that I feel like most people want to know. So how to manifest. That's what this section of the video is going to be about. So manifestation. What is it? So manifestation is basically creating your dream life and setting your intentions of what you want to come into fruition. Now, this can mean anything, you know, if you are wanting to have a baby, if you want a job, if you are in a tight bunch with money, maybe your relationship hasn't been swell. Manifestation can help with all of those things. And essentially, negative thoughts will attract negative energy. Positive thoughts will attract positive energy. And that's where the concept of manifestation really comes into play, because the more that you manifest and the more that you think positively about yourself and the world around you, and also the more that you believe that you can attract great things, the more great things will come to you. Now, that being said, with manifestation, there's also many things that you have to keep in mind. Once again, manifestation is not the cure to cancer. Although there are some success stories here on YouTube, you know, modern medicine, you know, like not everything should be based on what you write on pen and paper or what you manifest. You also have to work towards it. Do you want to grow your hair? Have you been manifesting growing your hair? Okay, great. Well, you probably should oil your scalp, massage your scalp, condition. Do you see what I mean? Like, you have to work for what you're manifesting for. It's not just gonna fall out of the sky. If you're manifesting for a job and you're not applying for jobs, how you gonna get a job? Okay, like let's be honest with ourselves. So that's another disclaimer that I want to add. Like, you have to actually work for it. So that's disclaimer 1. Disclaimer 2 is that if you don't believe that you can actually attain it, you're not gonna get it. So a lot of manifesting people here on YouTube will tell you that when you manifest something, forget it. As soon as you do your manifestation spell, or you're writing it down, or you're doing a visualization meditation, forget it. Just straight up forget it, right? Because if the more you're obsessing over something, there's an idea that you won't exactly achieve it. So I don't know if I necessarily believe in that, but it's been a while since I manifested like something that I really, really wanted, other than the job that I talked about earlier in this video. So I mean, up to you. Up to you what you want to believe. So now let's talk about the methods of manifestation. So the first method of manifestation is what I have here on my manifestation journal. So this is a technique called visualization. So visualization could come in the form of vision boards. It can come in the form of a manifestation meditation where you would visualize your dream life. And the essential idea behind this is that you are imagining what you want to be real. And by imagining this, you will attract it even more. So I use this method clearly, but this is more like motivation. So like I know what I want to work towards. So the visualization meditation helps as well, but it also just makes you happier when you're thinking about the things that you want. So that is one way to manifest through visualization. The second way to manifest is through scripting, which is what I follow most often. So there are two different ways that you can script. Back up. So scripting is writing down what you want into fruition. So just like how you are visualizing, when you script, you are writing it down. So you're actually putting pen to paper, Love Island reference, you know, my type on paper. You're writing down everything that you want. And there's two ways to do this. The first way is to consistently write out affirmations. I am blessed with a beautiful house down the street that has 4 bedrooms and 5 apartments, whatever. Okay. The second way to do it is that I am so grateful that I am living in this house. Do you see the difference? So one of them is affirmations like I am holy, I am blessed, I am divinely protected. That's what I usually use. And the other one is more closer to visualization, in which you're saying that, wow, I woke up this morning and I looked around me and I am so happy that I'm in the space that I've always dreamed of. So those are the two methods that I personally recommend, that I think that is the most powerful, because for affirmations, you are specifically stating on paper, I am worthy of this. And that's what manifestation is, assuring yourself and assuring the universe that whatever it is that you're manifesting, you are ready for it, you deserve it. So those are the two methods of manifestations that are most common and I think are most successful. So visualization and also scripting. So the last part of this video, I want to talk about 4 tips that I heavily suggest while you're manifesting or you're in the manifestation process. So tip number 1, make sure that you're grateful for the things that you already have. Okay, this is very, very important, because you want to make sure that you and the universe know that you love yourself and you love what you have already and you're ready for more. Because if you're not grateful, you're not gonna get it. A lot of people are like, you know, my life is kind of bad right now. There's always reasons to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that that sounds very, very fake and a little bit too optimistic, but just something so simple. So I'm gonna give you an example of this. So for once again, I wrote for my grateful, like things I'm grateful for before I manifested. I'm grateful I was able to get groceries. That's it. Because people can't afford food. Some people can't afford food, some people can't afford to get groceries. I'm grateful that I'm able to do so. So because I wrote down the things that I was grateful for first, then I can go down and talk about all the things that I want in my life now. Do you see that? That makes sense, right? It's kind of a give and take. You're asking the universe or your guides or whoever it is that you believe that you're asking for help. You're asking them for help, okay? And then you're here and you're just like, I want. And it's like, well, you know, you're not gonna get it. You should at least be grateful. Gratitude is very important. It's going to make you happy. It's going to make you realize the ways that you are even deserving of something that you desire. My second tip is to keep a manifestation routine. So if you're going to manifest every day, go ahead, but it might not be possible to do so. So try to do every other day, or like every 2 days, every 3 days. There's so many things that you can do in order to manifest, right? So when you are manifesting, a lot of people do it every single day. Not everybody got time for that. Well, let's be real here. You know, not everyone has the time and the energy to sit down and write down a whole page. No one has any time to do that. So make sure that you just have a routine. If you're going to do it once in the beginning of the week, do it once in the beginning of the week, and then at least try to keep your manifestation in mind throughout the rest of the week. My third tip is that there are some tricks that you can do to manifest things easier and faster. One of them is spells. So you can, a spell is in essence manifestation, because you are, you know, using the elements around you to what you want to come into fruition. I don't recommend doing this every time though, because it takes a lot of energy, a lot of time. You know, you can do like charms, you can wear certain colors. If you're attracting money, you can wear bracelets, you can wear like green jewelry. If you're attracting calmness, you might wear some blue jewelry, things like that. You know, not always relying on visualization and scripting. You can also use stone correspondences, corresponding meaning elements that match what you want. So for example, if you want calmness, you have wear blue. You might wear aquamarine with you. If you need a job, you might bring some jade with you, because jade is a green stone and it also coincides with money. Another trick that you can do that not just rely on scripting and visualization is you can use your 3-6-9 method. So the 3-6-9 method is you write your name down 3 times, 6 times you write down what you want, and then in total you have 9 times. Now this method is very powerful. Okay, I have used it a few times and I got what I wanted very quickly as well. So make sure that you actually want what you want when you're doing this method. Okay, and then once again, not also just relying on visualization and scripting, you can also write your name on a piece of paper and write down what you want and then burn it, and therefore it's gone. It's in the universe now. So just like my third tip is, you know, don't just rely on visualization and scripting. There's other small things that you can do to attract the things that you want. So my fourth and final tip is to use what you have around you. So for example, there are many subliminals here on YouTube. So like a subliminal is basically a frequency or an undercover message that is in a video, and it's usually at a very small tone, and you listen to it, and the idea is that it's bringing something to you. So there's many subliminals here on YouTube. There's a hair growth subliminal, manage your money, independence subliminal. Give them a shot, you know, why not? If you're really desperate, you know, play your cards right. Like, those are all things that you might look into if you're really in a bind and you need to manifest something fast, or you just want to manifest something. So there's so many ways to do it. So the last part of this video, I'm just going to give you guys a quick sample of the things that I do when I manifest every other day. I start off with dear the ancestors in the universe and my guides, because I believe that they are the ones bringing the gift to me. If you think that it's God, or if you think that it's Allah, then write down dear Allah, like, hi. And then after my dear and I address the people who I believe are giving me my gifts, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that my sadness has been withering. I'm grateful that I got a job interview. And I'm grateful that my body, my home, and my relationships have been great. And I'm truly blessed. Okay? So I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then I start off by saying, I am certain that I am a master manifester. I am divinely protected, and that I am financially independent. So these are the first 3 things that I say, because I think that they are the most important, right? You know, your health, your family, your relationships. I think that those are the most important things. And then I go into the things that I want. So I want my mental health to be really, really good. So I write that I am certain that my mental health is up to par, has been stable, sufficient, and I've been having a genuinely good time. And then I say, lastly, thank you for all the gifts that you have given to me. I have been mentally better, and I'll never forget your gifts. Love, Brianna. So once again, I'm writing a letter. So I say who I'm writing it to. Whoever you believe you're writing these gifts to, then I talk about what I'm grateful for, and then I go into what I want to manifest. I choose the affirmation style where I say, I am certain, I am. And then I end it off like, lastly, thanks for everything. You know, regardless of anything that I might get or I might not get, I'm still very grateful for all the blessings and the gifts that I have received. So that's my guide on how to manifest. I hope that these tips helps. It's a very fast video. I'm sorry if I was speaking too fast, but I think people like quick videos. When I started learning how to manifest, people were just talking a little bit too much. And I just wanted it to get to the point, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Once again, my name is Brianna, and if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.